Harneo Media.
Howdy! How's everybody out there in YouTube land today? I hope this finds you well. It's time for another exciting episode of Mind Equals Blown.
We're 15 seconds early. We're giving the audience 15 extra seconds. Isn't that generous of us?
Well, they love us so much.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Hey, Steve, how you doing? We got Steve out there. Share this thing. Invite all your friends. Go around, gather everybody up. Let's get some folks in here because we're going to have a giveaway. Giveaway! Now, there is a catch to the giveaway tonight. Right now, we're having a snowstorm, followed by an ice storm that's going to be followed by a windstorm. So I don't expect to be able to get out of here until next week. So next week, I'll probably be mailing this one and the one I give away next week.
Okay. There will be a delay in shipping. I
think they will forgive me because I've always been, Johnny on the spot about getting these out the next day. But, considering that life and limb may be risked to get it up to the post office, we'll just have to, give it away tonight, get it wrapped up, ready to go. And then I'll go to the post office as soon as it's clear enough, feasibly possible that I can get out of here without killing myself.
That sounds fair to me.
We had a snowstorm the other day and got a foot of snow. And I finally got dug out from that so that I could go run a few errands. And now here we are back again. Although it's not supposed to be as much snow. They're saying just a couple of inches of snow. However, it's going to be covered up with ice. And then there's going to be this windstorm come through. And they're calling for blowing and drifting and, all that fun stuff. Hey, Sha-La-La Productions is out there in the house. Hey!
Hi, Robert Lee. That's Robert Lee and Sha-La-La Productions.
You know what? He deserves something special.
Robert is special. I'm sure he enjoyed that.
He was asking for that over on Facebook a while ago, so there you go.
I see him responding to your post out there on the interwebs.
Yeah. He didn't know what a GAW was.
Oh.
It's a giveaway.
Giveaway.
Frankie's in the house. Hey, Frankie. Y'all
Frankie C and Steve Woodworking Channel.
Hit the like. Give it a share. Jaden's in the house. Hey, Jaden. Hope everybody's staying warm. It's going to get so cold here this weekend. They said that the wind chill's going to be like 20 to 40 below zero. And everybody's hunkering down. I was up at the store today. I'd placed an order online to pick up, but I wouldn't have wanted to try to get into that store. Lord, the parking lot was full up there. Mel's in the house.
Hi, Mel. So I'm a bit distracted. I'm trying to find this new Facebook group that I joined that I'm going to post today's show on.
Mel says, Brenda, I got a fever, and the only thing that could fix it besides COVID stimulus is, yes, you guessed, more cowbell.
All right. Now I got the show posted everywhere now. There's a new Facebook group called The Broadcast Studio.
Yeah.
So search the terms The Broadcast Studio. And if you're interested in live streaming and other broadcasting type stuff, that's what you want to do. And not only did I join the group, the guy says, do you want to be a moderator? I'm like, sure. And then he gives me full admin privileges. Full admin privileges too. I put a link in the description in the chat there, but we'll see what happens to it.
Oh my! So
James Hicks is the mastermind behind that, and Sha-La-La Productions. Robert Lee does a show with James Hicks last Thursday of the month. Yeah, admin for me. I know.
Someone's playing with fire.
Someone's making bad decisions.
That'd be me. My feet hit the floor in the morning. I said, what bad decisions can I make today? And it don't take long before one rolls around.
That's right. If you don't make a bad decision before lunch, something's off.
Yep. And then I just have to stand there and say, well, here we are.
Yep, there we are. Go join that group. I'll approve you.
Now, the question to you would be, how many likes have you put on the video tonight?
More than one. Thank you very much.
Well, in that case,
that was easy.
And I don't know if this impacts my rating, but I did it about 10 minutes before I jumped on the pre-show.
Okay.
But it was before.
All right.
It was before the show.
All right. No do-betters for you tonight.
No.
Frankie says, insulated the ceiling of the shop, been working on the walls, was 68 out there all day for sure, different, having heat. Well, yeah, I come back here in the studio tonight and you could have hung meat in here. So I fired up the heater, try to keep myself from freezing to death.
I bought a new toy. Looking at Frankie's woodworking channel, YouTube name reminded me of this woodworking tool that I bought. You know what this is?
Well, there's a level in there. I see that.
Yeah, there's a level. This is like a hand planer, but it's for corners. So it's a chamfer plane.
Yeah.
Because this desk that I built that I love, it's got this rounded corner, but this is a hard 90-degree angle underneath. And I'm like, it's never going to bother me. It's underneath. But sometimes, I bash my leg into it or hit it with my arm, and it's a point. It's a 45-degree, a 90-degree angle. So I'm knocking the edge off with this little guy.
Yep.
I think it's cool.
I'll round her down for you.
Yep. So that was my $18 luxury purchase. I know. I splurge sometimes, people. Spend the money.
I splurged at the grocery today. I bought myself some shrimp for the Super Bowl.
You're not allowed to say that word. It's copyright protected.
I'm going to have me some shrimp while I'm watching the commercials. Because I can care less about the game.
Good. Can I come over and eat some of those shrimp? I love shrimp.
Sure.
Sweet.
Yep. I thought time for me to have a treat. A lot of people don't know, but Brenda been pretty sick for a while, and
that's not good. Brenda
had some problems with her gallbladder and her liver, and so Brenda did a detox. Brenda's feeling much better now, but she's trying to eat healthier.
I'm glad that worked for you.
Stay away from the junk and all the garbage foods, and trying to eat like fresh fruits and vegetables and as much of that stuff as I can. But I thought, well, okay, Sunday is kind of special because that only comes around once a year. It's sort of like Christmas or New Year's or something. But I like that one better because on like Thanksgiving and on Christmas, there's nothing on TV fit to watch. And nobody's doing YouTube videos on those holidays or nothing. So Super Bowl's kind of special for me because at least I can watch commercials on the Super Bowl, and so that's my holiday. And I thought I'll just get me some shrimp and some shrimp cocktail sauce and we'll have some shrimp.
Cool.
So that's going to be my little treat come Sunday. So yeah, I splurged a little bit. I don't usually buy that kind of stuff, but lots of fruits and lots of vegetables and eating healthy, and I'm trying to make like wiser choices because you know how it is. You're sitting there and you're saying, well, I'm peckish. I think, I'd like to have some tater chips, and I'd like to have a big bowl of dip to go with them tater chips, and I'd like to have, a plate full of tacos, and I'd like to have this, that, and that. And now I'm saying, well, you could have that, but wouldn't you feel better if you had some fruit? Make yourself a nice fruit salad. Make yourself a nice, fresh tossed salad. And you'll feel so much better. I've lost 30 pounds since Christmas without really trying.
Awesome.
So, something to be said for that.
Yep.
And don't none of you turn around and say, well, if you just turn around and look in the mirror, you'd find that 30 pounds. I know what you're thinking. I know how you guys operate.
Oh,
Because I can tell by the way my clothes fit, I'm having to tie my britches on, keep them from falling off now. So, I know that I'm losing some weight.
a couple shrimp won't hurt you. High in cholesterol, but I mean, hey, what is it
Well,
nowadays?
it's just once. It's not like I'm going to be gorging on it every day or something,
I'm a big fan of shrimp and lobster, which is similar to shrimp. There's at Costco, they have lobster bisque, and it's freaking delicious.
Yeah.
And this time they had like $4 off, unlimited. Like there was no maximum purchase. I was like, bloop, bloop, bloop. It up on lobster bisque. Delicious. Hey, Jimbo's here.
Yeah, he said he had shrimp, catfish, oysters, cheese grits, fried okra, and hush puppies for dinner. Lord have mercy, he's going to explode.
He called it supper.
Well, same difference. Supper, dinner.
Supper, dinner.
Supper bell, dinner bell. Frankie says, I ran my leg directly into a table I'm about finished with. I shut the lights off and realized I had left my phone sitting, knowing where it was, left the door open. It shut as I was walking, ran directly into it.
Sorry about that, man.
Lord have mercy. Jaden said that he requested the group again.
Which group?
He's lost me. I don't know what he's talking about.
Well, we talk about lots of groups around here.
The broadcast group he was talking about?
That's a brand new group. Is it my All Things YouTube group?
Or the
broadcast? I know what group you're talking about.
You was talking about that broadcast group thing a while ago. You posted a link to it. If you scroll up, you can probably find that link.
I'll go to member requests right now. There it is. Yep, I'll approve that. And I'll approve Mel. There we go.
So I solved the mystery. Yay, I'm Nancy Drew.
Sorry. I'm kind of slow. My brain is coming off of a coding sprint. I just completed a big web development project. So,
that went right over his head.
Yeah. If I'm talking, I can't hear what you're saying, just as a production note.
I said I solved the mystery. I'm Nancy Drew.
Nancy Drew. Hey, there you go. Now look what Shalalala Productions is saying. Unlimited what? Now what's he talking about?
I don't know.
Did I say something was unlimited?
Frankie says 250 plus pound table, moved it 2 inches, made me say words and do dances I never knew about.
Did you make up some words?
Yeah, I ran a door over top of my bare toes. You know how there's a gap at the bottom of the door?
Mm-hmm.
I pulled it open. It opened toward me, and I didn't have no shoes on, and pulled that door right over top of my toes. I said words I didn't know even existed. That's worse than stubbing them. I mean, that just rakes the skin right off the top of your toes. Like, oh, man. Not quite as much as hitting a 250-pound table, but, hey, pain's pain. Teach me to put my shoes on.
There's a lot of people wanting in the All Things YouTube group. I'm hitting approve, 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 approve.
Yeah, he said he just requested All Things YouTube as well.
Yep, that's done. It's like, now let me ask you something about Facebook groups. Like if someone asks to join a Facebook group and you go to their public profile just to see, are they active? And it's just their avatar and like maybe one other post. That's it. They've got like 2 pieces of content that are public. Like that's kind of like, I'm like, I don't know.
Well, then you wouldn't like me because I got a private page. I want
a personal profile though.
Right. That's my personal profile.
I'm like, I guess what I'm saying is there should be some public posts. Like if you're like, how am I supposed to get a read of if you're going to be, someone that's going to be a good community member or someone that's going to, I can't.
But then there's some people you just don't want knowing all of your business, and they're going to come nosing around over on Facebook to see what all they can learn about you. There's nosy people out there that you just don't want knowing things.
Well, what should I do if someone requests to be a member of one of the groups I administer, and they have everything privated? What should I do?
Well,
let them in or not let them in?
I would probably let them in unless I had some other information, that meant that something was derogatory about them. I would probably let them in and then kick them out if it seemed that, they were not worthy.
There's no wrong answer. Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
That's
Mr.
what I
Doughboy
would.
356 is here. Hi.
Hey, Mr. Doughboy. But then you know me, I don't do anything like anybody else would do.
That's true.
So
Brenda does it her own way.
That's right.
She runs her business her own way. She runs her YouTube channel her own way. She has these weird rules that I can't make sense of, but they work for her.
That's right. And if it works for me, then that's the way it needs to be,
Harneal Media says I reject private profiles unless I know them. Yeah. I think that's going to be part of the, the little agree to the terms. I'm going to put like a little blurb that says, if your profile is completely private, then, come on. You're on the internet. You got to be a little bit public.
Well, I will preface that with this statement. Back when I was working as an independent contractor, I had a boss for the company that I worked with that was extremely nosy about my personal life, to the point where she would put other people that worked for her up to trying to friend me on my Facebook page so that they could report back to her anything that I had posted on my Facebook page.
All right. Now, I have a rebuttal for that.
Okay.
See, so what you're advocating for, I presume, is the wall everything off solution. There's another solution that's equally good, and that is to put so much stuff out there. The bad thing will get pushed down and be unfindable because you're so public.
The problem with that is, if I'm hanging out on Facebook, am I doing my job? She didn't need to know when I was on Facebook. Not only did she not need to know what I posted, she didn't need to know when I was on.
Yeah, stuff's time-stamped,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying, well, because people are like, I want to be off the internet because I don't want people, discovering things about me and giving me biases against me. So I'm going to shut it all down. Well, or you know what you risk when you do that? Someone could impersonate you, and then who's the real Brenda?
Well, if she pulled something like that and said, "Oh, well, you did this and you did that." Well, how would you know? Because that, my profile's private. Nobody would know. So yeah, there for several years, I had to really guard my Facebook page on who was requesting friendship on that page to keep her from nosing into my personal business. I figured as long as I'm doing my job, as long as she's making money or off of the work that I do, and I get everything turned in the way she wants it done, my personal life is none of her business.
I thought that's true too, but I'm of the belief where you put everything out there, you put a lot of stuff out there, it's all good, it's all above board, and then if someone tries to impersonate me, well, I mean, they're gonna have 10 posts. So I have 9 years of stuff, and with all the good, it would be hard to find anything incriminating because I don't know.
Well, when your paycheck depends on your privacy, it gets a little bit different. I wasn't going to give her any reason.
Yeah.
Because I liked getting that paycheck.
Hey, Jaden shared the Mind Equals Blown link on All Things YouTube group. Thank you, Jaden. Yeah.
Luana's in the house. Tracy's in the house. Hello, 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 ladies.
Tracy said no one could be biased against Matt. Thank you, Tracy. I love you.
Shalala said there can only be one Brenda.
I don't think the world can take more than one Brenda.
They broke the mold when they made me, I'll tell you what. I never wanted that mistake to happen again.
Hey, Jim Dockrell's here. Did we see him slip in?
Oh, I didn't see him slip in. Hey, Jim, how's everything going in the baptismal pool tonight?
He says, if a company can't handle employees talking trash about them, treat the employees better. Yeah.
Welcome to All Things YouTube.
I don't think it was so much of her being worried that I'd be talking trash about her. She just wanted to know when I was working and when I wasn't working and what I posted and what I was interested in. And to this day, she still hits me up for friendship over on LinkedIn. and I've been retired. Well, let's see. What is it now? 6 years? 4 years? 4.5 years? Something like that. I don't know. Time flies when you're having fun. But yeah.
Some people are nosy.
My personal life ain't none of her business. Lord have mercy.
Dave Hart's here. Dave Hart acousticized. Hello.
Hey, Dave. Good to see you. Hope everybody's staying warm. Lord have mercy. This bitter cold that we're going through up here in Indiana. Oh, 17 degrees wind chill factor right now here in Indiana.
Yikes.
That's pretty cold.
32 degrees in Harrisburg. And
what's your wind chill?
I don't have that report.
What's it say? Feels like what? Feels like the brass monkey's balls is done froze up.
Oh, it feels like 32. I do have a feels like.
Oh, well, then you ain't got no wind.
On the thermometer, and it feels like 32. There you go.
You got no wind.
I paid $10 for a weather widget on the phone, or on the computer taskbar.
Yeah.
So I can see the weather.
I just pull up weather.com. I'm cheap.
And my new digital clock has a inside temperature and inside humidity. And I've realized in the winter, there ain't no humidity in here. And that bust of Darth Vader,
yeah,
it has a crack in it because the moisture left the wood and it cracked a little bit.
Uh-oh.
And so it's only 17% humidity in here. And I think it should be around 30 was comfortable, I think. What's the ideal humidity for indoor?
I don't
Someone
know.
in the chat room tell me. Anyway.
I don't know. Tracy said that it's 54 in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, wow. They're more south. They're closer to the equator.
Mm-hmm. See, that's about what it is around Hot Springs. Because I checked their temperatures too. Because that's where I want to go when I hit the lottery. Like, how much warmer is it there? How much warmer could I be if I was in Hot Springs and if I was up here in frozen land?
Jim Dockrell says 40 to 50%. That's what the humidity should be. Now, see, my furnace downstairs, or whatever it is, it's got an attachment on it that puts mist into the duct.
Yeah.
I turned that off day one when I moved in. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Why do I want water inside my ductwork? But apparently it's completely safe and people do it all the time. I'm thinking about turning it back on.
Yeah, that's your humidity thing. Yeah.
I think it would help. Tracy blew her nose, my wife, and this is like the nosebleed season because it's so freaking dry in here. Mm. Anyway, you don't want your guitar tops to crack. Yeah. Well, I have a plastic piano, so I think I'm safe with my instrument from humidity.
Frankie says, my oldest brother was in the Navy, almost retired SEAL, and they had him building stuff on base. His ex-wife sat at the gate gave up the location. She did 4 months in jail and was let go.
Oh my
Lord have mercy. Dave says, according to the Environmental Protection Agency, the best indoor relative humidity falls between 30 and 50%, and it should never exceed 60%. Other studies suggest 40 to 60% is a better range. Jim says, just add humidity until you don't get sparks when you're taking your clothes off.
Yeah.
Oh, mercy.
Well, we ran out of the fabric softener sheets that you put in the dryer or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
And I did a load and I put on a shirt and it's like an electrical storm putting on a shirt. And then it's sticking to my back and like the static, like I pull it off my back and it this isn't fun.
I remember when I was in high school, you know, we had so much trouble with the static electricity on our clothes when we was kids, you know, going up to the school, and your skirt, the skirt would be clinging to your legs and climbing up your slip, and so all day long, instead of studying, you're yanking at your clothes. We'd run around with hairspray, and because hairspray was supposed to take static cling out and make your clothes stiff as shit, and so you're spraying hairspray on your clothes trying to get static electricity out of them.
I bought a brush that has a metal rod. It gets rid of the static. You touch the metal with your thumb. You see that? Touch the metal with your thumb, and then when you comb your hair, it doesn't stand up.
Yeah.
For static electricity.
I always just pet the dog.
What does that do?
It releases the electricity, and the dog goes zzz, zzz.
Yeah. Years ago, my uncle lived in an apartment, and we used to slide along the carpet and get all charged up, and we would touch the doorknob. You would see a visible arc come off your finger.
Yep. Frank says the thing about that was they're supposed to have phones somewhere else before entering the base area, and she was out there trying to call my brother.
Man, guess you're not supposed to do that.
Well, she learned her lesson. 4 months. If you walk across the carpet in socks and your hair stands on end, you probably need to add some humidity. Yep.
I think I need to turn that puppy on because it's a little much.
Yeah, I don't have that problem with this house drying out because it's so big and drafty that there's plenty of humidity here to be passed around.
I opened the window, but it's winter, and I guess there's no humidity outside either.
No.
Not in the winter, so.
No, not until it warms up. It warms up, starts melting all that snow, you're going to have some humidity, but not right now, and everything's dry. That's why the snow will evaporate. You know, you look out one day and you'll say, I thought that snow that I had piled up out there was higher than what it is. Well, it probably was, but it's been evaporating.
Just goes right up in the air, yeah.
Yeah.
It was 42, so the snow was melting pretty good.
Well, it didn't get that warm here. It was 32 for a high today with the wind chills down around 20.
I got yelled at from the postman because we didn't remove enough snow in front of the mailbox on the street.
I didn't remove any. I haven't even shoveled out front. I'm like, screw it. It'll warm up and melt one of these days. I ain't getting out there and kill myself trying to do anything with it. Did get Tony to move the snow out back so I could get the car out of the garage. Bless his heart. He shoveled some, and then he shovels to the back door and gets me, and he says, come out here and see if you can get the car out. And so I went out there, and he had shoveled about 4 feet. And and my driveway isn't one where, you know, you just pull straight out into the alley. My garage sits sideways. So you have to pull into the driveway and then out into the alley. And I said, I can't even turn it. I know it's a bug. What do you think I'm driving, a roller skate? I said, I need at least another 4 foot out of here. Bless his heart. He had to shovel some more for me to be able to get the car in and out. And even then, I have to really maneuver and dance it around to get it back into the garage when I get home. But I thought, well, no more than I'm planning to go this winter. You know, it is what it is. And eventually it'll melt off and I can go on about my business like normal. But man.
Works hard for MK3s here. Hello.
Hey, good to see you. Hope everything's going well in your world. I will say this right now. I know I told everybody there'd be a heifer last week, but it has been one thing after the other ever since I got off of the show last week. So tomorrow morning, I've got it on my agenda. The first thing in the morning, I will be putting the heifer haven up that I was supposed to put up last week. So there you go. I'm getting ready for Medicare. So we're working on Medicare supplements, and I've been, doing the detox and all that kind of thing. So it's been crazy, snowstorms and first one thing and then another. So, that's my excuse, but I'm going to try to do better this week. And I'm making an agenda to try to get things going the right direction. So tomorrow, Heifer Haven goes up first thing in the morning, and we're going to do a giveaway. Hope everybody's ready.
Yep, we got a good amount of people. You want
right.
to fire it off?
We're going to fire it up now, so that everybody knows. Don't anybody put any numbers in the chat until I say go. All right.
And if you're behind time on the play, push the playhead all the way forward so you can all put the numbers in at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you're not behind time. And
the way we do this is I have a number written down on a piece of paper over here that's been hermetically sealed in a mason jar on Funkin' Wagnall's porch since 8 o'clock this morning. And I've written it out in letters, and there's a reason for that. You don't have to write it out in letters. But the number will be between 37 and 49. You need to remember that. The number will be somewhere between 37 and 49. And if you want to qualify for the bonus, tell me how many letters I have capitalized in this word that I have written on this piece of paper. The word is whatever the number is that I have chosen, and I've capitalized some letters in it because it aggravates Matt to no end when I do that. And
I work in publishing. Random capital letters is not something I tolerate well.
I'm all about aggravating Matt. That's my number one goal in life. And I'll stand by that.
All right. So they pick a number between 37 and 49. Then they put a slash mark, and then they guess the number of capital letters with another digit. Okay.
And if they get that second number right, then I'll give them a bonus.
Oh, yep. Jim Bashirs is here. He says Comic Sans is here. If you type your chat in Comic Sans, you're disqualified.
Now, only guess once. If we don't get a winner after a few minutes here, then we'll do it again, okay? But only guess once. If you live outside the country, you're still qualified to win, but you will need to pay me the postage to get it to you, unless you have a drop box in just the States. Once we get a winner, I have 4 items stacked up over here on my desk that you can choose from, whoever the winner is. After the show, be sure you get me your mailing address so that I can get it on the box. I will not be mailing tomorrow because of the storm coming through here. I will probably not be mailing until next week. Okay, so your prize will probably be delayed a week. I think you'll forgive me because I've always been good about getting this stuff out, but the weather is what it is, and can't risk life and limb and tear up a vehicle just to get to the post office. So, it'll warm up eventually. So if everybody's ready, get set, go.
All right. I put my chat message in there. Enter one time a number between 37 and 49. Do not use Comic Sans as the font as you enter your number.
We got a winner.
A winner. Woohoo!
Yep. We got a winner.
Who's our winner?
The winner is Luana.
Yay, Luana.
She guessed number 46. Get it up here so you can see it.
One,
But she did not get the bonus.
Three. There's 3 capital letters. Okay.
But she did get the 46.
Congratulations, Luana.
I've got 4 things up here for you to choose from, Luana. The first one is I have one of these sock aid things to help you get your socks on if you can't bend down to pull your socks up. So I got that. I've got the Ben and Jerry's ear pod case. Get it out of the little sack that it goes in. And there's the little Ben and Jerry's ear pod case.
That's cool.
With the cows on it. And there's a little clip that goes with that so you can put it on your keychain. Then I've got one of these albums that I make.
Oh, nice.
And you put your pictures or your recipes or whatever you want inside these pages in here. And it's decorated on the back too. And I even put little pearl stand-ups on it so that if you sit it down on a counter, it's got little legs on it so it don't, drag the lace all over the counter. So I've got that. And I've got the gift in a box, the little, turn around so you can see it. There we go. The gift in a box, the little crocodile. You put some batteries in that, it runs across the floor and it does songs and all kinds of stuff. So if you got any babies in the family and they need to get up and chase something around the room, we've got that. So which one of those 4 things are you interested in, Luana?
Let Brenda know, and she will hook you up when she gets the package in the mail, which will be a few days, if not a week.
Yep, depending on how Mother Nature treats us, I guess. Does the kid come with it?
Jam.
There ain't no babies over here. I ain't no babies over here. Waiting on Luana to tell me which one of those prizes she wants. We got the album that I decorate, the sock puller upper thing, what do you call them? iPods or ear pods or I don't know.
Earbuds, ear pods.
Yeah. Little case and the crocodile.
That crocodile's cute.
Gift in the box for her grandbabies. All right.
Is that the crocodile?
Yep.
Okay.
She's getting the crocodile. So I'll put that on there. Luana, if you would please, after the show, send me your address there on Messenger so that I've got it and don't have to go digging for it. It could take me 3 days to to dig something up. Yep, I've got it. The gift in a box. That's what we'll be fixing you up with. But like I say, it's going to be a little bit before I can get to the post office because, Lord,
That's
I've
understandable.
done been out of here last week in the ice storm, like I broke my neck and had to shovel out this week through the snow drifts. And yeah, I got my errands all run so that I don't have to go out in it. As a matter of fact, I haven't even been to the mailbox on foot this week. I have driven around to the mailbox and got the mail out, but I have not walked out there to break my neck. And I'm thinking, it may just have to sit out there until the spring fall. Get the polar bears and the penguins to bring it into me.
Well, nothing wrong with that.
I used to ask people, have you seen my pet polar bear and my pet penguin? They wandered off in the snowstorm.
A penguin I can understand. A polar bear you would not want as a pet.
Oh, they're nice to cuddle up with.
No, they're not.
They're nice and big and fuzzy.
That they have guides on how to survive attacks from wild animals. And there's a technique you can do for black bear, which is mostly successful. There's a few things you can do, and if you get lucky, you'll survive an attack from a grizzly bear. You know what the tips are to survive an attack from a polar bear is?
Lay down and give up.
Nothing, because it will kill you no matter what you do. there's nothing. You just run as fast as you can and hope to God it doesn't kill you.
I put up a video on Facebook the other day of a polar bear mother with her 2 cubs is out on a little ice floe, and they was sunning themselves and rolling around. And every once in a while, she'd get up and she'd sniff the air in the direction of that camera. And then she'd go about her business. And a few minutes later, she'd get back up and she'd wander around a little bit. And then she'd go to sniffing the air in the direction of that camera. And I thought, I don't know if that camera's sitting out there all by its little lonesome. But if I was the one that was supposed to be in charge of that camera, it would be.
I would only take that assignment if I had a jetpack on that I can go straight up. That's the only safe direction. The polar bears are huge. They tower over. They are so big, and they're just ferocious. They're killing machines. And you see the Coca-Cola commercial with the cute polar bear drinking the Coca-Cola. Like, oh, I want to get close to the polar bear. That's the last decision you will ever make.
I figure, though, if it was just me and you against the polar bear, I'd be fine. Because I just have to be faster than you.
Well. Oh.
And I may be kind of old and crippled up, but by God, if there's a polar bear chasing me, you're going to be left behind.
Yeah. All you have to do is trip the person you're with, and then you're the one that's not going to get eaten. Artfully Blind with Diana is here. Hello, Diana. So good to see you.
Oh, good to see you, Diana. Hope everything's going well where you are. You missed the drawing. We just had a drawing here. Thank you very much, Luann. I appreciate that. I'll get it after the show and get this wrapped up for you and have it sitting by the back door so that when I can get out of here, I can run up to the post office and take care of that for you. But rest assured, it'll be on its way as soon as I can get out. I don't sit here tied up very long if I can help it. But, weather is what weather is. I like to froze to death this morning out trying to get stuff done. It was nasty old cold morning.
To the mailbox, looking for mail that's not delivered. I was telling Brenda I get pictures of my mail before the mail comes in the morning. It's like a visual mail service. You can sign up for free. One of the tax forms was in there. I went to the mailbox. It wasn't in there. I'm like, oh, maybe it'll get delivered tomorrow. Nope. Which was today. Not there. So tax form just disappeared into the ether. And I have proof the post office had possession of it. Hey, we got a super chat.
Woohoo! Time for more cowbell.
Woohoo! Let me turn on the super chat lights. Here they come.
There's super chat lights.
There we go. Now we got them. They were a little slow to fire. Knocked the rust off of them.
Yeah,
Thank you.
said
That helps pay for shipping. The super chat.
Yeah, that all super chat money goes toward paying to mail this stuff out. Excuse me, my tea's repeating on me. Luann says she drove to work in a blizzard. Now, I have had to drive in blizzards before. It ain't no fun. It's when I lived way out in the sticks in the country, and the only way I could tell where I was on the backcountry roads is you had to stay between the phone poles.
Oh, wow.
You stayed between the phone poles. You was pretty rested assured that you was probably on the road. And I knew where I was, so I knew what landmarks to watch for, on where to turn on those back roads and stuff. But that ain't no fun. And I was never so happy to be home in my life as I was. Woo! There's another one. There's another one. Woo!
Thank you, Luanna.
She wants a little cowbell, though. Let's see. I buried it up here on the desk someplace because I've been back here this week trying to get stuff figured out for that insurance, and man, I tell you what. There you go, Luana. There's a little cowbell.
She loves the little cowbell. Yeah, speaking of driving in a whiteout or a snowstorm, people wonder why in Pennsylvania the dashed lines on the highway are yellow and then they're followed by a black line and then a little bit of road and then a yellow dash line and then a black one. It's yellow, black. Well, it's because when you scrape off the snow, you can't see the yellow amongst all the white snow that's still on. So you need to do a dark color too. So
yep,
the way it is.
Yep. Boy, I tell you, it goes to bank it up snow. They'll have schools all closed. Well, I imagine schools will be closed tomorrow anyway, just because of the ice and stuff coming through tonight. But yeah, it goes to banking it up. They won't be able to get the school buses back up and down these old country roads out here. Because a lot of our country roads over here are gravel, because of the Amish and stuff. So,
well, this snowstorm was bad because we got 4 or 5 inches, and then there was like 8 hours where the snow didn't fall, and then we got another 4 or 5 inches after that, and the plows weren't running. Like they were waiting for the second storm to dump. So it wasn't just a couple hours and then the plows were out. So there was this long pause where there was no plows. My wife had to go to work, and she's a respiratory therapist, so she's an essential worker. And she's on the street, level street. It's not a street she couldn't get her car. The cars were spinning. I couldn't even get her car moved. I had to go out and push the car to get it going while it was on the street. It didn't back out from the driveway. It was parked on the street. That's how bad it was, because there was no snow service when she had to go to work.
There, but what happened at the first light or the first stop sign she come to?
Wow. Thanks.
She's on her own. You're on your own, Tracy. Bye. See, you wouldn't want to be you.
So text me when you get there safe. Thankfully, it's not very far away. But she's legally allowed to be on because she works at the hospital. Because, when they say the roads are closed, snow emergency, no unnecessary vehicles, like she's allowed on the road because she's got to get to work. Yeah. The way it is, folks. The way it is.
Yeah, my little bug gets around pretty good on this stuff. I was kind of surprised because I thought, she's just going to sit and spin, give me fits. Now, she spun a little, but she grips right on and we go on about our business. The worst part is that it sits right on the ground. So you don't want anybody in front of you dropping off any big chunks of ice off their bumpers and that kind of stuff, because that'll tear the car up in a heartbeat. So you make sure you're giving a good distance between you and the vehicle in front of you. Don't hit no glaciers.
I've seen a lot of broken windshields on the highway behind trucks. So it flies off. A lot of them.
Yeah, I know I aggravated some people today. I was on my way back from Muncie, and there's a truck pulled out in front of me that was one of them gravel haulers, dump truck full of gravel. I'm like, oh, well, you can just be way up there is what you can do. So, I'm slowing way the hell down. I'm thinking if it ain't going to be ice or something falling off of you, you're going to be flinging rocks at me. You could just go way on up there. And I had people passing me like I was sitting still. But I thought, well, you get up behind him and let him hit you with a bunch of rocks, tear your car up.
Exactly.
That'll be on you.
Line with Diana has it right. She says no vehicle works on ice. Like, oh, I got a big truck and it's 4-wheel drive, blah, blah, blah. If it's ice, if all 4 tires are on ice, you're hosed.
I'll tell you a funny one about that. Back when I lived on the farm. Now, that was really back in the sticks where I lived on the back roads. And I had a friend that had moved over here from Virginia, I think it was. Virginia or West Virginia. But anyway, she'd moved here from there, and it was her first winter here. She called me up one day and was talking about wanting me to come over there and do this, that, and the other. And I said, I ain't going no place. I said, the snow's banked up out here on the road about 3.5 foot deep. And she says, oh, it is not. I said, well, listen, I've lived here all my life, and I know what happens when the snow goes to blowing, and I know what it looks like in my driveway, so I know what this road is like. It was a north-south running road, so that wind came across those fields from west to east, and it jumped all the loose snow into the lowest spot, which was the road.
Oh, no.
I lived there all my life. I knew how this worked. And she's, oh, you could get out of there if you wanted to. We hung up. Her and her husband. Now, he lived in the basic area, but he lived out on the state road. So, you know, he didn't know about the back roads. But she talked him into getting in their four-wheel drive to come out there and show me how it's done. And they come out there in that four-wheel drive, and they got within like a quarter mile of my place, and they wasn't going nowhere. And they got turned around and got their eyes pushed back in their sockets, seeing all that snow banked up. And they went back home. She called me up and told me, because I didn't know they was coming out. And she told me we couldn't get there in our four-wheel drive. And I said, well, you idiot, if you told me you was planning to do that, I could have told you not to waste your time and your gasoline, because I thought I'd already told you the snow's banked up out here. She says, I've never seen snow like that in my life. And I said, well, I tried to tell you. But yeah, they had a four-wheel drive, and they was going to be able to, you know, climb right on out there over them big old snow drifts. Nope, that's not going to happen. And I was working a job in the city in a factory. I was working midnights, and I had a four-wheel drive. And I had to call in one night and tell him that I wasn't going to be able to make it to work because the road was drifted shut. And the boss thought I was full of crap. So he decided he's going to come out there and confront me about being a slacker. And he found out that he couldn't get through with his four-wheel drive and had to eat a big plate of crow.
There you go.
So, yeah, there is
That's
something
in
to be
the
said for
audience.
that. Is he in here?
Al Forte.
Lord have mercy.
Hi, Al.
How you getting along?
That's a woodworking and maker shop.
How you getting along with that big old box of goodies that you got there at Christmas time, Al? Al's was the winner for our big mega box at Christmas time.
End of year super box.
And I went over there to Twitch and I watched his unboxing video and told him what some of that stuff was, because some of it he didn't have a clue. I was like, what the hell is this? Luana says, we had 12-foot drifts in Illinois where I worked in a hospital in the NICU. Yep.
12 foot's crazy.
I know when I was a little kid, we used to have a lot bigger snows than what we even have today. And it banked way up over top of the pickup trucks on both sides of the roads. They'd have to bring graders out to clear the roads off so the farmers could get up and down the road. And even then, it was only one lane. If you ran into somebody coming the opposite direction, you had to try to pull in a lane someplace or back up so that other people could get through on the road.
Al says one of his prizes, the pink feminine box, went to his daughter.
Oh, okay. All right.
Good deal.
He saved that one for last because it said that it was a special gift just for him. See? And so he's reading this and he's trying to figure this out. And I'm sitting here laughing like a hyena watching this whole thing go down. And he finally gets to the part about that it's a feminine menstrual vibrating heater. He's like,
heavy flow days.
well, I don't think I'm going to be able to use this one. Diana said she had to shovel off her mother's flat roof a few years ago. Woo-wee.
That's not fun. That's not fun at all.
There's been snow sliding off the roof over here at the big church next door. And it sounds like a car is smashing into the ground right outside the house out here.
I can imagine.
The first time I heard that this morning, I'm like, how's their car getting between my house and the church? And I peek out the blinds and I say, oh, it's the snow sliding off that big old roof over there. pounded on the ground. It was actually shaking the kitchen. A lot of snow up there.
Yeah, snow is ice is heavy. You know? Like, oh, it's just gonna like, just crumble around me. No. Hits your windshield. It's like boulders hitting your windshield. Or if it lands on your head, people are like, oh, look at that icicle way up there. I'm like, get out from underneath it. Are you crazy?
There's been people impaled with them things.
Oh, yeah. Right through the skull. Not good. You can't survive that.
Yeah. I used to go out and take like a shovel or a broom and break them things off. Because I didn't want them impaling the dogs or, let the dogs out in the yard and one of them things break loose and impale your dog outside the door. Oh. Can you imagine opening up in your door and find your dog impaled beside the door because of a big old chunk of ice? Oh, hell no.
Yeah. People don't think about that stuff, Gotta think about that stuff.
Well, it's a bunch of snow, Jim. I'll tell you what. I mean, there's only like 7 feet between my house and the church. So when that slides off of there, it's like right next to my house. And you're talking about a foot of snow and then however much of it sliding off at a time. That's a big bang.
7 feet? You're 7 feet away from the church?
Yep.
Oh, my.
Yeah, we like to be cozy here.
I know. Artfully Blind with Diana says, years ago, ice coming off the roof tore off the gutters.
Mm-hmm.
No.
It will do that.
Not good.
Yeah, it will do that. It'll tear the gutters up. And if it freezes and thaws, backs up underneath your shingles and makes your roof leak. And yeah. I'm not a fan of winter. Never have been. Well, I was until I hit about the 5th grade and got snowed in at school. And after that, you could keep your winter. I remember when I was real little, they used to take me out on the sled, and drag the sled and make it swing around and all kinds of stuff and push it down a hill. And, that was great fun when I was real little. But when I found out how treacherous it was, how you could get yourself froze to death in a New York minute, that I'm like, no, I'm not for this. This is not my cup of tea.
I was never a fan of it. I had a paper route when I was really young and sloshed, trying to get through the snow to deliver papers. It wore off quick for me as a young child.
Well, I didn't have no paper route or nothing because I lived on a farm, but I had to go and shovel to the barn, get out through those 3 and 4 and 5 foot drifts to shovel out to the barn to take care of the livestock. Yeah. And it was, I'm going to guess about 50 feet. It'd been a good 50 feet, kind of comparing it to a football field from the back door out to the barn. And no, we didn't have no snowblower. We didn't have, those kind of minis. We had a snow shovel and a snow shoveler. And you get out there and you just start shoveling. That's all you can do. And make you a path and get out there. Get that livestock taken care of. Because they don't take a day off. They don't care if you're sick. They don't care if you got other things to do. They don't care if it snows.
So they're captive. They're dependent on you.
They don't care if it rains. They don't care if you're out of money. You're going to go out and you're going to take care of the livestock. They don't care if the water's froze up and you got to carry 5-gallon buckets to the barn full of water. They don't care.
No, nor should they.
Feed them and water them. Yep. Those cows are selfish.
Oh, well, I'm beat, Brenda. How are you holding up? I'm
well,
tired. Holy cow.
I'll tell you what. I don't even know how I managed to get up of a day anymore. I, if it ain't one aggravation, it's something else. I started the week with good intentions because even though I had missed getting the heifer up, I'd said, okay, Monday, I've got that appointment to talk to the insurance lady or insurance guy, and I will take care of all that. Well, it ended up being an insurance lady because the insurance guy had quit and forgot all about me, and it was 4.5 hours or 5.5 hours late, me getting hold of them. So that took up the whole day Monday. And then Tuesday was trying to get shoveled out of here, and that took all day. And it's been one thing after another all week. Every time I turn around, it's hurry up, wait, hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait.
I quit work on Friday, the 29th. And then I was working Saturday, Sunday to get the website launched. And then Monday, I took off my full-time job just to deal with the website. So I was technically off work Monday, but I worked all Monday. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, I was chasing down bugs. And now I'm finally out ahead of it. And I'm just like, oh, I need to
throw them bugs out in the snow and they'll freeze to death.
But hey, now that that's done, more content's coming here, folks. And more content's coming here. Edited video. You're gonna see me explode with videos now that this obstacle is out of my life.
And if you need stickers from Matt or me, just let us know and we will send you stickers. If you got stickers and want to send them to us, let us know because we'd like to have them for our sticker boards. All right.
Yep, I have my address here.
And if there's any
send me stickers, you do not have to send me a sticker to get my awesome wood thing sticker. I'll send you this for free.
If there's anybody out there, any of you older people that's into Medicare and Medicare supplements and thinks you know what you're talking about, you might want to get in touch with me because I tell you what, I've been up to my keister and paperwork and I am aggravated because I'm not finding what I'm looking for and the broker's not finding what I'm looking for or it doesn't have access to what I'm looking for. And I don't, want to waste a whole lot of time digging through 5 million different insurance companies trying to find what I'm looking for. So if you want to get in touch with me and maybe, help somebody that don't know what the hell they're doing.
Give Brenda help. She needs some help.
Mel says, I'm still a young illusion. Bless his heart, he sent me another word blitz.
Did he win?
Of course. He always wins.
You gotta let her win a few times, Mel. You're gonna lose the connection here with Brenda playing your game.
No, I just play it. I get whatever it is that I can get on it, and that's how it is. But he always outdoes me. He always outdoes me. He said, "I knew you was gonna mention it." Yeah, I was getting ready to promote the show, and it didn't even blink up on my screen. It usually blinks up on my screen when people send me messages and stuff, and it hadn't blinked up. And I pulled Mel's messenger up to send him an alert that I was about to do the show, and it said that he'd sent me a thing to do the word blitz. And I said, well, I can take the 5 seconds to lose this that it's going to take. This won't take long.
Funny.
Oh, mercy. Well, listen, we kept the folks up here about long enough. They probably need to crawl back under their covers with their hot chocolate and get warmed up tonight. So we'll let y'all go. And Luanna, I'll get your package wrapped up and get it by the door so that it's ready to go when we thaw out here. And Matt, you doing a show Monday night?
I'm doing a show every Monday. All things YouTube.
Russell will be doing a show on Simply Wooden Creations Saturday night. And Donald Matthews, who won the giveaway last week, will be his guest on the show this Saturday night. It'll be 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Simply Wooden Creations. So if you want to see me on the panel with Donald and Russell and Jim and who all else ever shows up, come over there and have some fun with us. Donald's always fun. And Matt's doing his Monday night show. And then we'll be back here next Thursday night. God willing, the creeks don't rise. We don't get impaled with a with an icicle off the side of the house or something. We will plan to be here next Thursday night.
Yeah, I do a Wednesday show on Shalalala Productions Facebook page and YouTube page. So check that out, 6:30 Eastern.
Sunday night is
Wednesdays.
Sunday night's football bowl. So everybody probably be parked in front of their TV to at least watch commercials. They're usually worth the entertainment value.
Mm-hmm.
And Diana says she's doing an art and craft live stream Friday, which be tomorrow.
Art and chat, yeah. She's good at those. She does a lot of chat, a lot of live streams.
And that's at 1 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. So everybody tune in, and we will see you on down the line in the interwebs. Night, everybody.
Good night.